So good morning everyone and welcome to our meditation time together. And I'm going to sneeze, I think. So wait a minute. And maybe it passed. So for this meditation today, I'd like to say that in that Samadhi involves a unification, a gathering, a coming together of everything, all of who we are, engaged in a single activity, and all supporting, engaging the activity of being present here and now uh, without being distracted. And that most commonly it involves this gathering, unification in the present moment around a center point, a settling place, a gathering place that doesn't exclude things, but allows all things to have supporting roles in coming together. And everything's kind of gathered and collected here for the same purpose, the same direction, the same. And and one of the parts, or things that gets unified, gets collected, that comes together, could be understood to be continuity of attention. So time is not just place, but there's also the idea of the continuous movement of time. And of course time doesn't move. Maybe there is no time really, in some kind of philosophical way or experiential way. There's also, we live in time, and so what I'm mostly focusing on now is the unification also involves a continuity of staying present here and now without losing it, without wandering off. So we stay in time. And I love this expression, staying in time, because it kind of has a musical association. And being in time in all kinds of ways, but living in time, being continuous with the way the present moment flows through time. And so sometimes I think of mindfulness and meditation, concentration, as riding the wave of the present, as the present moves through this river of time, and we're riding the current. And we have to stay in the current and be riding on it continuously. If we fall off the wave, if we get spun out of the current of the river, like into an eddy or something, then we've lost the present moment. And for me, this idea of catching the wave and staying on it, catching the current and flowing along, and then fall off, get back on, and ride it again. And sometimes I connect that to the exhale as a place where I get on again and ride, carry as much as I can. So the continuity of attention that's done without strain, that's done without force, done without apologies, done without disappointment when we fall off. Just get back on, and then see if you can not so much work at being present, but ride the present moment. Ride continuously. Stay on, stay on. And some of you know my scooter analogy. We can ride the scooter as long as the momentum of the kick is there. And as the momentum goes down, we do a gentle kick again to keep it going. So rather than a wave or a current of the river, the idea of this kind of gentle pushing, casually pushing, moving the scooter in the present moment. So I'll guide you with this. So assuming a meditation posture, and assuming a posture that you think will allow you to be alert in your body in such a way that you can allow the body to relax deeply. Almost like you assume a posture that supports the way the muscles of the body want to relax anything extra, any kind of muscles that are apart from the simple ones that are used to hold us in the posture we're in. And to gently close your eyes. And then gently, calmly, as if you have all the time in the world, not forcing it or being in a hurry, take some comfortably deeper in-breaths, feeling the expansion of the torso as you breathe in. And see if you can breathe in a way that's not too deep, but just a deeper, fuller in-breath that stays enjoyable. It feels nice. It's maybe because of how you do it calmly and slowly, or how there's a gentle stretch, opening. Or maybe it feels very nice to feel bigger with the inhale. And then allow the exhale to exhale longer than normally would, not by forcefully exhaling more, but at the end of the exhale, relaxing the body, maybe relaxing into the settling place deep inside. So these calm, slow, deeper inhales, where you ride the inhale like a wave all the way from the beginning to the end. A continuity through time. And kind of feel what that's like to ride the inhale continuously, or to ride the awareness for the duration of the inhale. And with the exhale, relaxing the body, settling. And then to let your breathing return to normal. And for this ability to ride the present moment, continuous awareness through time, it helps a lot if you can be relaxed. Because continuous present moment awareness is what we do, what the mind, what our system does. If we don't interfere with it, we don't override it with thoughts and ideas and intentions and wants and aversions. It doesn't have to be a forced phenomena. It maybe is more of an allowed phenomena. Allowing it to operate so we don't interfere with it. So to relax deeply as you exhale, relaxing the muscles of the face. As you exhale, relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the belly. Maybe you can release and relax the whole torso, so the weight of the body helps you to settle more. And on the exhale, to soften the thinking mind. Relax the mind. And if there's a lot of thinking, can you dial the thinking down a little bit? So thinking is calmer, or a little slower, quieter. Can you switch your thinking from thinking about other things to having thoughts about meditation? Thoughts that a naturalist would have. Simply recording and knowing what's happening here and now. And then not directing your attention anywhere, but allowing attention, awareness to be available to whatever is occurring in the present moment, at any sense door, with the emphasis on appreciating or feeling what it's like to not be directed, but instead to be available, open, receptive. And then with that kind of open, receptive awareness, without moving the mind or without in a certain way directing the mind, open the mind to welcome or feel the gentle breeze, the gentle sensations of breathing in and breathing out. And begin now by being aware of the experience of breathing, by noticing whatever is easy to feel and experience regarding breathing. Not think about it, but sense what comes into awareness around breathing in the easiest, obvious way. Relaxing any sense of directing your attention, but more like opening the window so the wind, the breeze comes in. Not so much that you're doing awareness like swimming, but that you're allowing the current of the river to come up from behind and carry you along. And let the current of the breeze, the wave of the inhale, let it carry you, carry your attention continuously for the length of the inhale. Monitoring yourself enough to stay there with the full length of the inhale. And then to do that with the exhale. The inhale is the wave that rises you up, and the exhale is the surfing on it. The inhale is the gentle pushing of the scooter, and the exhale is carrying along, being carried, moving along on the scooter. Following the exhale to the settling point, the grounding point, the centering point. Letting the inhale begin there, and then bringing all this together, allowing yourself to be aware continuously of breathing in and breathing out. If you wander off, simply begin again, maintaining a continuity of attention through time without force, but with a kind of intentionality, a sense of purpose. That's soft, relaxed, while being committed to keeping you in the current of time, of now. as we come to the end of this sitting, to take a few moments to feel into your body whatever is there that feels more calmer, more settled. Whatever in your body, it feels comfortable or pleasant. Having spent these minutes meditating, even if parts of your body are uncomfortable, feel the places where it's comfortable or pleasant, where the body feels more settled or peaceful. Even if it's just a very small place in your body. And allow your mind to relax and appreciate the presence of some modicum of good feelings in your body. That to that degree your mind can settle more, relax, being here and now. Whatever way you feel emotionally, in a better place than you were before. And whatever way your mind is more at ease. Or maybe taking time to remember a time in your life where you were quite settled and peaceful, at ease, and what that was like for you, for your body. And knowing this for yourself, wishing this for others. May others be comfortable in their bodies. May others be at ease in their hearts and their minds. May others be peaceful and quiet at home with themselves, with their hearts, here. And may it be that the degree to which you know these things can be a source, an inspiration, to somehow have it spread from you out into the world. That if you can stay in touch with it, maybe it can spread, maybe it can support others to feel that way too. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free. And may we somehow or other contribute to that. Certainly, may we avoid making the situation worse. Thank you. So good morning and welcome to this 20th talk on Samadhi. And the topic for the last 4 days has been related to the unification, the inclusivity of Samadhi, and that we want to bring our body, everything settle together, be here, supportive for the centering of attention in the present moment, centering it on something like the breathing. And part of this unification, bringing together, being whole, involves time. That we're also uh, living in time, which the only way to live in time is to live in the present moment, in the way I'm talking about it. To be continuous through time with awareness, and in a way that where awareness is not hijacked by preoccupations and concerns, where awareness is not pulled away this way and that by desires and aversions, fears, that we're settled. And one way to think about this that works for me is that of maybe even like riding a slide or being carried in a fast-moving river that's quite safe, but you have to be really present to be in the current and flowing down in a canoe or a raft. Or surfing, body surfing, board surfing on a wave going. There's a variety of things that we do that we get carried and flow. Skiing for some people, maybe sports, more sports that are more active. Where as we're doing this, the sport, part of what can be so enjoyable about it is that we're no longer caught up in our preoccupations. Something about what we're doing brings us into the present moment activity in a continuous way, and and if thoughts are operating, they either have receded in the background, they're not really relevant, or they're supportive characters in the event. And so rather than the thinking being the main actor, they're a supporting actor for this being engaged and involved in the activity. So excuse me, I don't know if I was able to turn that off fast enough before my sneeze. And so the representative is on a slide. Most people, when they go sliding down, especially a long slide that's not too fast, that their preoccupation or other things goes away. We're just in the slide, and it can be nice. It's very nice, and I think there's something about our whole system that likes being fully present and engaged in certain activities. It could be a craft, it could be reading a book, partly because we're not being pulled out of the present moment. We're not being pulled out by fear, aversion, desires, preoccupations, and so the awareness, our ability for present moment attention, has not been compromised by the preoccupations of our mind. And it turns out that if without the mind, the ruminations, the stories that we live in, some of them almost subconscious, the beliefs we're operating under, without those kind of in place, the natural capacity of just to be aware in the present, the natural capacity for attention as it moves through our body, more complete, as it's kind of more inclusive of all the different attentional faculties we have, the happier we can be, the more pleasant it is, the more goodness it feels there, the more rightness it feels to be really here. And so part of what we're learning in process of samadhi is learning the art of staying with our experience continuously through time. And in the beginning, it means that we're continuous for a short time, and then we do it again. Continuous for a short time. And slowly, as we relax and settle, slowly as the preoccupations of the minds kind of lessen, that ability to stay present is able to be more extended. So not by force, not by holding ourselves there with a great force. A little bit, there has to be some intention, some oomph, some commitment to being present, open, relaxed, and there. Um, uh, so that we don't easily wander off in thought. But with time, we're not feeding the thinking, not feeding the preoccupations, and it's able to stay in that flow of the present longer and longer. And maybe in the beginning, it's just, maybe if you're lucky, you can do the whole inhale and then the whole exhale. But over time, it becomes multiple inhales and exhales. And this is where counting the exhales can be useful. Some people count the exhale and the inhale. But the counting kind of is an encouragement to stay present, and to encouragement to stay in the experience of breathing, not staying. The count is just a small piece of what we're doing. It's almost like using a count that you're imagining yourself counting, and it's kind of like a pointer. Stay there, and the value of counting to 10 is that the mind has to be a little more alert to the process of counting in the present moment. And as we get into it, as long as it's not forceful or tight or contracted, but the sense of settling and opening and inclusivity of all, with the center point on the breathing, just staying on that center point, staying in really feeling that we're resting in the canoe as the current of the river carries us. If we're there's a natural process of goodness, of rightness, of pleasure, or comfort that can happen. Some of it because the tensions we carry inside of us have a lot to do with how we think about things. And if we're not thinking so much, then the natural comfort or well-being or sense of relief can be quite nice. And as we get deeper and deeper into it, there's more and more pleasure that can arise with samadhi. So this process of this week of being inclusive, being oriented, being settled, being here more and more fully with all of who we are in a sense, and then today continuous through time, is a prelude to beginning to feel the pleasure or the joy, the delight of samadhi. We're making room for that in the body. We're making space for it through time. We're making room in the mind for some deeper process to begin unfolding. And so continuity of attention is very important. And so that's what I'd encourage you to practice. And maybe even look for the ways in the daily life that you have where you can relax the scattered mind, the preoccupied mind enough to just simply, in a very simple way, enjoy your everyday attention, awareness of what's happening, going for a walk in the park, and just enjoying the present moment of being with the trees, the landscape, the people. And kind of cultivate this ability to be more continuous in the present moment, here and now with this. Maybe spend less time being on your device, which certainly in the present moment with the device, but generally the kind of attention when we're looking at a screen, it does something very different to the brain. It actually encourages a brain which is distractible, encourages a brain which is caught up in its thoughts, not one that where the whole system, the whole body comes alive with awareness. So I'll end with a delightful image, at least for me it's delightful, I hope you enjoy it, of this idea of staying continuous, being carried in the current, being carried kind of on the slide of the present moment. Maybe the slide of the exhale, or being is a good number of years ago. I came out to my car on the street while it was raining, and it wasn't raining super hard, but it was definitely raining, and the windshield of my car was, all wet. And there was a little bird, it wasn't very big, that would stand at the top of the windshield and slide to the bottom, hop off, fly up, and slide down again. It just over and over again. It was just sliding down that. There wasn't any food involved. There wasn't any searching for safety or searching for a partner. As far as I can tell, it was just enjoying sliding. And so if a bird can do that, then I think it represents for me, it represents a very deep, maybe way in which we creatures with brains have been shaped to find a certain kind of delight in being fully in the present moment with some experience of being open, relaxed, being carried along. And may it be that until we come back on Monday, that you allow the flow of time or the present moment to carry along your present moment awareness. And may it bring you delight and joy. So in meditation for these next 2 days, see if you can work on this topic, work on this capacity we have of having attention be more continuous through time. So, thank you very much.